7 Money Rules That Built Jim Rohn's Wealth, a masterclass for entrepreneurs. Money is one of the greatest tools in life. But here's the problem. Most people don't control their money. Their money controls them. Statistics show that 7 out of 10 Americans over 65 depend on Social Security as their primary income. In Nigeria, over 70% of retirees rely solely on family or pension funds that are barely enough to cover healthcare. Across the globe, millions of entrepreneurs work hard for decades but still end up broke. The reason? They worked for money, but never made money work for them. Jim Rohn, the legendary business philosopher, changed this narrative. He was broke at 25, drowning in debt, until he met his mentor, Earl Shoaff, who introduced him to financial discipline. Within a few years, Jim became a multimillionaire, not because he had a high-paying job, but because he changed his money habits. Today, I'll walk you through the 7 money rules Jim Rohn lived by, proven, timeless strategies backed by facts, case studies, and real-life results. Rule 1. Live on less than you earn, the 70-10-10-10 formula. Jim's first lesson was simple. If you can't manage 10 cents, you can't manage $1. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. In fact, 65% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense. In Nigeria, surveys show that 80% of households spend nearly all their monthly income on basic needs, leaving nothing for investment. Jim adopted the 70-10-10-10 rule. 70% for living expenses, 10% for self-education, books, courses, mentors, 10% for investments that generate passive income, 10% for giving, charity or causes you believe in. Pushpin case study. Warren Buffett still lives in the same Omaha house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Despite being worth over $100 billion, he lives on far less than he earns, and channels the rest into investments and philanthropy. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. Living on less creates financial breathing space. That space allows you to reinvest in your business, take risks without fear, and avoid debt traps. Rule 2. Don't just save. Grow your money. Saving is not enough. Inflation eats savings. In Nigeria, inflation in 2025 is about 29%, meaning 100 Nigerian nairas today will only buy you 71 Nigerian nairas worth of goods next year. Jim Rohn's principle: money must work. He automated savings and immediately directed them into investments, stocks, real estate, or small ventures. Pushpin case study. Consider Paystack founders Ezra Olubai and Shola Akinlade. They started small, reinvested almost every naira back into product development, and later sold to Stripe for over $200 million. They didn't just save, they grew. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. Saving protects you, but investing frees you. Business owners who reinvest even 10 to 20% of revenue in growth consistently outperform those who don't. Rule 3. Study money like your life depends on it. Schools rarely teach financial literacy. That's why so many entrepreneurs know how to sell but not how to scale wealth. Jim made it a lifelong practice to study money, compound interest, taxation, risk management, investment vehicles. He read one financial book after another. Bar chart fact. Albert Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. If you invest $500 monthly at 10% annual return, in 30 years you'll have $1.13 million. Pushpin case study. Elon Musk reportedly read 2 books a day in his early years. His deep study of finance and physics allowed him to build PayPal, then Tesla, then SpaceX. He didn't stumble into billions. He studied, and then executed. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. The more you understand money, the less you fear it. Knowledge transforms you from a financial victim into a financial architect. Rule 4. Plan your money before it leaves you. Impulse spending destroys more businesses than competition ever will. Jim Rohn taught that if you don't give money an assignment, it will disappear. He created simple monthly financial plans: income, expenses, remainder, and investment purpose. Bar chart fact. According to a US bank study, 82% of small businesses fail due to poor cash flow management. Pushpin case study. Amazon is a perfect example of financial planning. Jeff Bezos reinvested profits for 14 years without declaring dividends, focusing on growth. Today, Amazon generates over $574 billion annually. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. When you plan your money, you replace emotional spending with strategic growth. Every dollar becomes a soldier working for you, not a rebel working against you. Rule 5. Focus on assets, not just income. Income makes you survive. Assets make you wealthy. Jim emphasized that true financial freedom comes when you stop trading time for money and build assets that earn without you. Assets include businesses that run with system stocks that pay dividends, real estate generating rental income, intellectual property, books, courses, patents. Pushpin case study. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter once, but her royalties still bring in millions annually. She built an asset, not just a paycheck. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. Instead of just chasing sales, build something that keeps paying you tomorrow. A product, system, or brand that works while you sleep. Rule 6. Track every dollar. Jim Rohn once said, if you don't track your money, you're not in control. Bar chart fact. Studies show that people who track expenses are 2x more likely to reach financial goals than those who don't. He started with a simple notebook, later spreadsheets. Tracking revealed hidden leaks, impulse coffees, unnecessary subscriptions, careless spending. Pushpin case study. A Nigerian tech founder admitted in a 2024 interview that tracking daily expenses reduced overhead by 22% in his startup. That difference extended the company's runway by 6 months, long enough to land funding. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. Tracking isn't about control, it's about clarity. It shows you where money is wasted, where it's working, and where it can grow. Rule 7. Think legacy, not just salary. Jim always asked, what culture of money are you leaving behind? True wealth isn't measured by what you spend, but by what remains when you're gone. Pushpin case study. Strive Mosiyiwa, founder of Econet, built not just a telecom empire but a legacy of philanthropy and youth empowerment across Africa. His systems outlive him. Bar chart fact. According to a Fidelity study, 90% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the 3rd generation. Why? Because they pass down money, not money habits. White right pointing backhand index benefit for entrepreneurs. Legacy thinking forces you to build sustainable systems, not just short-term wins. It ensures your children, employees, and community inherit not just wealth, but wisdom. Closing. The Entrepreneur's Wealth Roadmap. Jim Rohn's story is proof that wealth isn't about luck, age, or starting point. He was broke at 25, yet built a life of abundance by practicing 7 timeless rules. Here they are again, live on Less Than You Earn. Don't just save, grow your money. Study money like your life depends on it. Plan your money before it leaves you. Build assets, not just income. Track every dollar. Think legacy, not just salary. The best part? You don't need millions to start. You need decisions. Small, daily disciplines that compound into financial freedom. Entrepreneurs, your business may be your engine, but these money rules are your steering wheel. Without them, even the fastest car crashes. With them, you not only make money, you keep it, grow it, and pass it on. Electric light bulb. Your challenge for today. Pick any of these 7 rules. Apply it this week. Track the change. Because knowledge without action is entertainment. But knowledge with action, that's transformation.